Alrighty, ladies and gents, let's get this show on the road. Apologies for the delayed start, but I am here nonetheless. So, as always, guys, good morning, good afternoon, and a very good evening no matter where we are around the world. Hope you guys are all doing well. Welcome to another London session. Looking forward to seeing what might present on the charts here today. Obviously, it's been a cracking start to June. It's been a cracking year. Cracking start to the week yesterday on stream. So guys, without further ado, let's quickly have a look at the news to see if there is anything of high impact for our scheduled session here today. We did have claimant count change, so that has come out as a negative here for the pound. So we'll have a little look into that when we have a look at GJ shortly and answer any questions from the chat. Otherwise, smooth sailing for our session. Obviously in same way session we do have CPI high impact news to come, so definitely need to be wary of that. Something I need to be wary of when I'm on stream later with my team on a members only call. All right, guys, without further ado, let's get cracking. In the meantime, if you could, don't be shy, guys. YouTube, say good day. TikTok, send in some comments. Let me know how you're going. If you'd like me to look at any pair in particular, I will happily do so for you shortly. I'll sift through the chat in just a few moments once I've done the analysis here, starting with the beast that is the gold. And obviously it's, and looking at it again, we're still on the daily, well the weekly, sorry, to begin the weekly, again that previous weekly closing of a long upper wick, but respecting a low of that candle. So as long as we continue to respect the low of it, then there's a good chance we could end up heading back up towards the previous weekly candles high. Now we're just going to mark in the current weekly candles high, which is we're going to see what we got above that level. I think it could be the daily high as well. We'll just have a look just now. No, it's the previous daily candles high. So what we can see on a daily, structure wise, we are bullish, but I'm more concerned by the candles. And what we can see is the candles, well, previous daily didn't quite tap into the support, but it did form close a bullish candle, so creating support. And if we begin to break above that previous daily candles high, at that point there, we do have the high time frame counter probabilities being to the upside. So based off the back of that, it would be, in my opinion, more probable for price to continue bullish if we were to begin to break that previous daily candles high. Onto the 4 hour time frame, that itself still remains bullish. Nothing has changed. Again, we have not closed below or even got close to 32.73, 32.70, that sort of region. So we are technically bullish here on the 4 hour. Obviously we've got resistance at that previous daily candles high, so we're gonna have to mark that in. We don't have a great deal of margin to that level, and we'll mark in the most recent support here at 33.06 to 33.02. so we know we're technically bullish. We're bullish on the daily, counter probabilities to the upside. The weekly is bullish. Now onto the all important lower time frames here, and what we can see is the 30-minute structure. Well, it did flip back bullish yesterday on stream when we took those buys, got those buys from around here for a nice win. Since flipped back bearish. However, it could potentially be flipping back bullish in the next 20 minutes. We need to wait for the confirmation though. Confirmation for that would, I'm just going to need up the zone to the upside a little bit, would be a closure above this swing point here to the left hand side that we are currently at. Just going to mark in the resistance, the highest point of any bearish candle at that level, whether it be on the 30 or the 15, and that is that level just there. So for me, what I'm going to be looking for is potential buys above 33.2780. If price was to close above, then I will begin to look for my options to take a buy back up towards the 4 hour resistance. So let's just quickly go back to that, and we'll just keep that in for the time being. Knowing that, let's just mark in, see how much margin we have above this candles high. Pretty much stuff all, to be honest, for lack of a better word. Doesn't look great. Reason being is we just don't have the margin. The other issue is price. If you're not, the reality is if you're not already in a buy, you may be just a tad bit too late to the party, as I am. I've just gotten to the charts, so have not taken a trade. Wasn't if I hadn't been on charts, I would have been in just there. I reckon would have been in just there. Anyway, I'll go through that shortly. But so what I'm preferring at the minute is to perhaps wait patiently to see if we can get a sell option from the current level, because if we do reject and close back below, we're still technically going to be bearish in a 30-minute time frame, and perhaps we'll just pull back to grab some more liquidity from the upside in order to head back down towards that current daily candles low, which is also the 4 hour support. So that is the preference. However, charts and candles can do whatever they want to do, so I have to react. I can't just take a trade out of preference or what I think might happen. I need to just patiently wait and react to what is happening on the chart. So for me, I could look for a catalyst to sell from below this current resistance. Otherwise, the reality is I'm likely going to be looking for continuation buys above that previous daily candles high, because we don't have the margin above the current candles high to look for the buy. So I'm actually just going to remove that. I'm going to leave the resistance in for the time being. So I want to see if we do confirm a structure flip. So if we do so and dump and I can't get involved in a sell, I could always look for a price to create lower high, form support, high low, form support, and look for a buy from a pullback upon a pullback. So that is my options here on gold. I would also consider sells from the 4-hour resistance, guys. Just trading the 4-hour range. That is the other option if price was to come back up to that point there, only to reject. Irrespective of the structure and bias, it is at a strong level of resistance, so I could potentially look for a price action catalyst to look for options to sell it from below the 4-hour resistance. And obviously, if we begin to break above that previous daily candles high, I'm going to start to contemplate options to take some buys. And that is basically it on the gold, guys. So hopefully it made sense. If it did, don't forget, smash that like button and smack on that screen, TikTok. Don't forget to do it for me, please. For education on the daily, quality trades. Let's have a crack now at the GJ. And wow, melting off the back of perhaps some new news release. Let's have a look at pound dollar. Yeah, also dropping a bit, so maybe a bit of strength in the yen as well. Let's quickly look at EJ. Yeah, it looks like there's a bit of strength in the yen at the minute. Not too sure what's going on. I know there is a big more, apparently, I think the US and China may be in further talks today about tariffs, trade agreements, so maybe that's having a bit of an impact on the markets as well. All right, and let's take a look now at GJ. And what we can see is that weekly, once again, so we've broken the high of it. So we have a high, low, high, high against that previous weekly candle, which was a very strong bullish catalyst candle in itself. However, seeing we have broken the high, not much need for us to keep continuing to pull back down, but obviously maybe off the back of some news as well, that perhaps is the catalyst which is creating the pullback at the minute on GJ. Let's look at the daily and look at that for a liquidity candle. Wow, absolutely beautiful. Very, very nice looking candle, that one. What has happened is price has tapped into the daily resistance here to the left, guys. It had at one point a high, low, high, high. So that previous bearish candle. Back of that, if price was to continue bullish, there is absolutely no need whatsoever for price to come back down, break its own low, break the previous daily candle's low. And seeing it is at a strong level of resistance, we'll mark it in on the daily here. There is a high probability this could be a potential deeper pullback. So look, great if some of you were managed to get involved in some GJ sells. I'm not saying there were any, just off the back of the higher time frame. All right, onto the 4-hour, and what we can see is, has that flip? No, it's definitely still bullish. Or is it? No, it is bullish, but it likely is going to flip in just over 2 hours time. It needs to wait for that confirmation. Closure below this swing point, this support will confirm that. Let's just mark that level in, obviously breaking below it, and let's mark in a level just a little bit below it, and we'll make our way onto the all important 30-minute time frame here. So all right, 30-minute is definitely bearish. The 4-hour is potentially flipping bearish. With the big sell-off and the daily counter probabilities being to the downside, my bias would definitely be to sell GJ today. The only way I would consider any buy options, so I'll talk about that to begin, is if price actually taps into the 4-hour support. I want it to definitely tap in and begin to form some structure from this point here before I contemplate any options to buy. And that will be more based off the potential zone that it could pull back to, I mentioned yesterday, on the weekly time frame before it forms support. And Ghana out the back, excuse the noise, guys, if you can hear it. It's definitely going to put me off. So that is the potential buy option here on GJ. What a time. Why did he come this time? Anyway, All right, I'll do my best, guys. Apologies if you can hear the background noise. Otherwise, guys, I'm going to be looking at sell options, and obviously at the minute I can't sell it. You're way too late to any sells. You need to wait for it to pull back. Why? Like for it to retest this previous 4-hour zone and it's just broken through, and look for an option to sell on the pullback. Very simple. That's what I will be waiting for on GJ. Not chasing or trying to catch the falling knife. I'm just going to patiently wait for it to reset. And wow, what a sell-off. What a sell-off. Let's quickly look at UJ. I just want to see if it has anything to do with more so, it could be more so the yen than the pound. Yeah, UJ also in a bit of a pullback, so it looks like there is a bit of strength in the yen, but it could be off the back of the news as well. So that is the update, guys. Ladies, gentlemen, one and all, how are we all doing? Can you hear the lawnmower in the background? It's actually a whippersnipper. How's it timing? Members, let me let you guys into this call. Members have been doing well. Had a good education session yesterday with the members. Spoke about a few things, covered a few topics, and yeah. All right, TikTok. Thank you to the 12 new followers and to the 74 of you so far on stream. Appreciate you. Don't forget to smash that screen for me. It's only 161 likes. Should be at already 2,000, guys. Smash that screen for me. Let me take a look at the chat if I missed anything. Joshio, Trump speech, yep. Going to buy 3305. Well done. ZenFX Hub. Goodbye to you, mate. You get the same treatment anyone else does, or everyone else gets. If they come on promoting their own group, you get the goodbyes forever, permanently blocked. Jeremiah's tool that long. That is the ruler tool. So if you follow my cursor, it's in the middle of the screen. Follow my cursor to the left, and that just over here is the ruler tool. So just click on that. Mark, sorry man, I saw you already blocked. Thank you for that, appreciate it. Come on, what scale is that? Yeah, that's the ruler tool. Alert, hey, you looking for a sell on gold? Well, yeah, missed the buy options because I wasn't on the chart, so yeah, I'm gonna patiently wait for an option to sell it at the minute if it presents, and if not, I will plan for options to buy moving forward, but it may not happen on stream today. Might be one for with the members later. Karma just got interested a few days ago. It's all confusing. Like I thought I get it only to observe and see what that I don't. There's a lot to it, mate. And if you've just joined or started being interested a few days ago, mate, you've got a long way to go. Long way to go, my friend. So just be patient with it. Turn up to the streams on the regular, and you'll learn a lot. You'll learn a lot about discipline and following a plan, and how to come up with a plan as well. So, for instance, I've mentioned GJ right here. So pound yen is GJ. The current level, actually, I would prefer to buy it because I'm not going to sell it into support. The issue is there is no confirmation to do so, so I need to let it form some structure. So you might see what I mean by that if it presents. Gold, again, it's made a big push from the downside. I reckon I would have been in here. I know I would have tried to get an entry there, 100%. Just there, or even there, sorry. Just a little bit higher. Once you got the closure above that 15-minute resistance. Likely above that point, sorry, a little bit higher. But I wasn't on the chart for it, so I can't FOMO into anything. I just have to reassess, come up with a new plan, and seeing we are close to 4-hour resistance, I would prefer to sell it. We don't necessarily need to tap into that point. As long as we reject and close and respect structure here on the 30-minute time frame, I would also be happy to, off the back of that, be a strong enough catalyst to look for sells. Yeah, I do live stream every day. Just share the news. That's what caused it, potentially. Mark, thank you for that comment. Probably the best mentor on any platform I've come across. Stay out and learn. Yep. Finn, do ETH. Let's not worry about the crypto for the time being, because I'm concentrating here on gold. We could have a potential sell option for London Open. All I will say is Bitcoin, I've been saying it's still very bullish, and look at it now. It's almost retested the all-time high again here on Bitcoin. So definitely very bullish. Off the back of that, alts are going to be bullish. The majors are going to be bullish. ETH, very bullish as well. Will not be looking to do anything other than buy it. Not saying I'd be buying it right now, but I'd be looking for options to buy it. Back to gold, guys. Even if we close weak bullish but respect structure here, then I will look to sell it at session open. Yeah, I do stream every day. Yep. Just join when you can. Narinja, good morning to you. Steve, can you look at ref link, please? Unfortunately, I have no idea what it is, so assuming it's a crypto. The only cryptos I will look at are the majors, basically. Kamaris, yes. How often do you do this? Daily, mate. Daily. So I usually start a bit earlier, except for Tuesdays and Friday. Yep, Mark, all good, mate. Just do your thing, because that person deserves to be blocked straight away. Lanelink, g'day to you, mate. Lucky the Explorer, good morning to you. Timmy and Chloe, markets will be good in June. We said now much higher. Been a great start to June, that's for sure. 6-0. Elbez, fair enough. That's all good. I see options to either side, but preferring the sells as well, just because of where we're at. Yesterday, everyone was calling for sells. Took a buy on stream and secured in the end 30 pips. So everyone's got their own opinion. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. And all I suggest is have a plan, follow your plan, and don't be influenced by others. Especially if your plan works for you while you trade. But you're definitely going to learn a lot about having a plan here and sticking to it and being patient and waiting for that to present. Samuel, morning to you, mate. All good here. And likewise, hope you are as well. Jashio, so tempted to take profit, but I want it to touch a daily high week. All right, don't be greedy though if you're in from lower down. Go on, hello to you. Elpez, no, you're entitled to your opinion. There's nothing wrong with that. Not a problem. $2, GA. Aaron, g'day to you, mate. Suman, Barman, Steve, James, everyone. Franco, all you guys, thank you. Hope you guys are doing well. GA. Got 5 minutes so we can quickly maybe get through GA prior to London Open. So gold, sorry, GA weekly, lower high, lower low. Back of that, definitely be preferring the sell options to begin. Daily counter probabilities being to the downside. Again, sell options look great in the minute, or the preference, sorry, would be for sell options. The 4-hour structure is bearish as well. Does have some room to the downside, so still definitely favoring options to sell it. Be marking that as most recent resistance and onto the 30, and that is technically bullish but could be flipping bearish shortly. It's come from afar. Has it had any sort of pause within on the 15-minute time frame? Potentially just now. I mean, the sells look good. I wouldn't be taking it until London Open, but below the current candle's low. You've got a bit of support here to the left to be concerned about though. Yeah, okay. In this situation, it's come from afar. I'd probably just let it do its thing. Maybe look for a pullback sell, or let it consolidate for a bit, which lines up with some support to the left, and begin to close below the consolidation. Because, I mean, it still makes sense for it to come down. But again, I look at it thinking you've missed the best part of the move. Maybe it's best to await another catalyst. Back to gold, guys. Let's keep an eye on it. So what I'm looking at is potential sells. What we want to do is wait for London open. We want this candle to close, even if it closes as is. Want an upper wick, and as price begins to break this candle's low, that is where I'd look to sell it. So on my broker, that is 33.25.51. So we're looking for gold sells, team. Son Junior, thank you for the sticker, appreciate it. User, how much would you have made if you got in the bottom that green candle? Millions. Nah, I'm joking. No idea. It's a pretty big move. I haven't even measured it. Looks like it's about a couple hundred pips. So you got in from, let's just say there. Yeah, 230 pips. So but what we do on this stream and what we do at the A.C.T. Forex Academy is focus on doing things right. The rest will follow. I've even said to some of my guys, don't even look at your profit and loss. Just do things right. And then have a look at it at the end of the week. See how you went. You know how if you have to adjust something in regards to maybe trade management. But the priority should be focused on doing things on the charts right, like reacting to what you're seeing as opposed to anticipating, or as opposed to predicting. Geo, I'm at the bottom left of 200 from yesterday, but I'm up 700 so far. Nice one. Yeah, just don't be too greedy, my friend. Sure, you got a bit of a plan as to where you're going to close the whole thing and maybe you're trailing stop in profit. All right, just under 2 minutes, team. Looking for sells. Need an upper wick though for session open. Just a general rule of mine. Without it, I'm not going to look to take the entry. Surfer Abdi, what time frame do you suggest in gold? Well, I look at the 15. Some trade off the 5, some trade off the 30 on the hourly. I look at the 30 and the 15. So right now I've got a dual catalyst potentially. 15 could be closing engulfing, 30 closing bearish back below, respecting structure. Just need to wait a little more than 1 minute. The close is bullish here on the 30. As long as we're below, I'm still happy to look for sells. To me, this is a sign of rejection, and it's respecting a last significant lower high. So the 30-minute structure is still going to be bearish at this point. I'll best soon a small correction up for big move down. Yeah, it could potentially. We'll see. It's freaking normal. Ghana. All right, so I'm looking at 33.25.31 as an entry. I need a bit of an upper wick. Oh, it's created a lower low. Shit. So about, oh, it's creating lower lows. This is not good. Last few seconds. You have to be quick on this, guys. 44, so about 24. Around 33.25.24. London open. Oh man, has this got no low wick? Oh. Trade's invalid. It's done everything I wanted to do, but leave a wick. Oh man. Yeah, I'm not taking, guys. Again, it's just rule based. The reason is because a lot of time candles like this followed by candles that end up closing, bear with me, closing like that. And it may drop to create a tiny lower wick and then just pull it back up. It did everything right, but leave that lower wick. I need to wait. If this closes weak bullish, then I still may consider it on the following M15. GJ is just absolutely melting. Have a look at GU quickly. So is GU. It looks like there is strength in the US dollar. Perhaps there's some news or potential news of talks between China and the US. Which is obviously, I'm assuming Dixie's got a bit of strength behind it at the moment. Yeah, would have thought it's probably moving a little bit more though. All right, so no entries, guys. Unfortunately, it is what it is. For me, I don't mind. It's just rule-based trading, no emotions. Coming back up soon. Surfer Abby, do you think Heikinashi candles are any good? Not for me. I don't use them. No need for me to use them. Don't have. That's my opinion of it. But otherwise, I don't know what you use them for. I can't say if it is really worthwhile. I've never used them in the past. And what I would suggest is, if what you're doing is not broken, there's no need to fix it. So don't experiment with Heikinashi candles or any other indicators or whatever. Alberts will go back up to 33.30 for a sell. Maybe. Almost tapped into that point, but not quite. Don't have a wick on my broker. Majesty, appreciate you for sharing a live. Lurching, do you think the gold will reach 33.45? Well, it's got a fair bit of resistance to break through in order to get to that point there. You've got this level, which is the 4-hour level, which also lines up the previous daily high. All right, so look at that. We've got a bit of a lower wick on the current 15. I didn't see it print, and I don't have it on my broker, but if this closes weak bullish after leaving a long upper wick into the range above yet again, then I will look to sell on the following M15 candle. That is me reassessing after missing that one little key detail on that candle. I've reassessed, and that's what I would now like to see. If it presents, fantastic. If not, it's just not my move. Plain and simple. No FOMO. Is what it is. HKT, were you looking for long? No, not this level. Would have definitely been looking for a long earlier, but I wasn't on chart for it. And as I mentioned, I'm sure I would have managed to find an entry. Easier said after the fact, but here would have been my entry. Closed well above that resistance. Yeah, I reckon that would have been the entry point for me. Will you be putting in a trade this stream? User, no idea. I have to wait and see. I almost had set one up just then. Yesterday we took a nice win for those who hung around. So there is no way of telling. Again, what I do is I come up with a plan, I create rules, and I patiently wait. Whether it presents on stream, off stream, or if it just doesn't present, I need to accept that and react to what I see. So if I don't have my plan play out, then I just sit tight, sit my hands and do nothing. It's all part of training. Very important to have the discipline and patience to realize that. 33.295. That's pretty much where it's tapped into. Not quite, but very close to. Oh, sorry, 32.95. 32.95 is nowhere near it. 30, yeah, so that's what you're targeting. Yeah, the 4-hour support a little bit lower down. That's not a bad target. Rixie, think it's going up. That's fair enough. Wayne Cowboy Holdsworth, 100%. Lopez, thank you. Cheers to all the new followers, guys. So we've been absolutely killing it. The win rate for this year is over 82, is about 83%. Overall stream win rate since the start of proceedings last year is 80.98 or something, so pretty much 81%. Phil, good day to you. I hope you're well. Everything's good. S Physio, patience. Yo, I like that, but I'm getting there. It's a skill which takes a lot of time to master. Believe you me. It took me best part of probably about 3 years. Albert's watch 3330. Yeah, we'll see. We will see. So time to get out the magic fib. What we want to mark in here, and look at that. So if this is to be the high and that's to be the low, the 0.302 is exactly at the low of that blue zone. So that's where we want to close below. Don't even have to mark it in. We've already got it marked in there. And that would suggest it's a weak bullish candle closure, and that would then validate an entry for me to take if it breaks the low of this candle on the following candle. So that's one waiting to see. But again, it's doing what a lot of candles would do in this situation after a closure, in this case without a wick to the downside. It's popping up quite aggressively, and at this rate it's closing quite a strong bullish candle, but we've still got 7 minutes remaining. Nonetheless, the good thing is we are forming support below our previous resistance. So irrespective of what this candle does now, to me, if I'm to look for a sell to the, obviously to the downside, that will still be the potential entry point for me, because that is the most recent support that would have been created. Therefore, if price was to in fact pop up to the 4-hour resistance, reject heavily, and this is the most recent support, and that will be the level I want to see price pop below. And below that point there, we got some very clean traffic to the left, and it's highly probable that price will make a clean move back down. So that again is me planning ahead. No weakness, there is no entry at the minute. Kamaros, how long have you been trading? More than 8 years now, mate. Journey started a long time ago. Back in the bedroom. Trading Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash even at the time. Swing trading, gold, UJ mainly. GJ a little bit. Getting nowhere, absolutely nowhere, and just getting fed up with it. Completely fed up with it. Until I realized a thing called scalping, and that you could actually get the same return in a matter of minutes, sometimes seconds, with leverage. And I've since made the move and not looked back. Not looked back at all. Best decision I ever made. Almost gave up once or twice. And that was because I just didn't have the discipline and patience at that point. And since I've learnt the art of that, oh, it's a good game to be in. And I've had some remarkable success with some of the students, some really good, I've had some who have absolutely no idea what they were doing, and I'd be honest, blowing accounts left, right and center, sort of, and they're actually funded and getting payouts. I've had a few of those students. I've had other students had issues with discipline and always wanting to be involved. Fix that. Henji, do you feel some trades are perfect but you still lose? Yes, definitely. I've mentioned it a few times. It tends to happen a bit more on the occasionally on the MY call. Not that we've had many trades during that particular session of late, but a few times when I see something like this almost looks too good of a trade, and it usually ends up playing out, but a little bit after, maybe got in a little bit too soon, but still trading based off reacting to a catalyst, so not just you know, out of emotion. But yeah, it does happen, mate. And it's just because it's all about probability. No one's perfect. You can't win 100% of the time. A really solid entry and strategy is not going to win 100% of the time. But if it can win majority of the time, then, you know, you should be on the right end of things. So Jen, morning to you. It's like a jungle, no way out, Elbez. Yeah. There are ways out. You just, again, it's all about being really strict with things, treating it like a job as opposed to, you know, gambling or going to a casino. GJ, for instance, is just melting. I can't manage to get involved in a sell. There's no way I'm buying it. I'm not going to predict a low. I'm going to try pick a bottom, because you know what happens when you pick a bottom. I'm going to go there. Try to keep this PG rated, guys.
Hey, good morning.
How are you, mate? How's things?
Hi. Yeah, I'm okay. Thank you. And you?
All good, all good.
So you have some workers in the house?
Yeah. Absolute perfect timing, isn't it? I think they're finished. Hate it because I can't hear myself speak. So, but it's all good. How's the charts for you this morning? Any trades or?
No, difficult on GU. Because
Yeah.
of the news.
Yeah, the news
maybe,
about.
Yeah, looking maybe for some creating some support, and then maybe creating some resistance, and maybe take themselves from the resistance.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, it's made a big move. Yeah, can't force your way in right now. I need to patiently wait. I agree. How about EU? So,
Well, that's the same, yeah.
wow, really melting at the minute. These majors popping back down towards some strong support. Yeah, so best thing to do is wait for, yeah, like you said, either the pullbacks or maybe a bit of structure form for a potential buy, but wait for it to tap into a 4-hour support.
Yeah, there's a strength in the US dollar.
Yeah.
Right now.
GU tapping into a 4-hour level just now. All right, gold in the 15 here. Looks like we're going to close above. So again, it's experience, guys. Because if you took a sell just off the back of that candle closing, you're in a world of pain at the minute. You're probably holding on for dear life if you're trying to hold on to a trade. Because the amount of times this happens after a candle closes with no lower wick, that's why I want it to have a wick, and that's why it's a rule of mine. Hanji, what did you tell me? Harry, what was what you're looking at here on gold? Looking for potential sells below the current candle, which is forming support, but off the back of the strength of it, and I use the fib to determine the strength, which is closing too strong of a bullish candle. If I was to sell it, I need now for the following candle to close bearish, engulfing. Very simple process, guys. It's like a video game. It's like a game of chess. Wait for the next, or in this case, the chart, the robots, the other traders to show their hand. And I want them to close the next candle below this candle which forms support, and that's when I will look to enter the market. Without that, nothing for me at the minute. Not buying it into the 4-hour resistance. There is no margin, but I potentially could get a sell from a little bit higher up moving forward. There is no FOMO on this stream, not in my group. No weakness, but he was right. Yep, I was right yesterday. Everyone was saying it's a sell, bro. It's a sell, bro. Again, that's why I would say, do follow your plan. Don't be influenced by someone else. If you like the way I trade and you're here to learn and you want to take the same trades, by all means. But if you're come to the stream and your bias was to look for a sell and all of a sudden I'm buying it, it'd be pretty foolish of you to go against your own plan, because it means you have no trust in yourself and your analysis. The most important thing is you need to trust yourself. So for me right now, I'm focused on a sell, because the fact of the matter is I've missed out on the best part of the buy. I was on the chart for it, so unfortunately I could not get involved. It's not unfortunate, it's not my trade, my trade. So I need to let it reset. And like I mentioned before, the bearish engulfing play is exactly what I'm waiting for. Surfer, after you, do you know your win percentage? I mentioned it just before, mate. So since the beginning of these streams, it's 80.98%, so 81% basically. And this current year, 82.98. It's like 83% basically for this current year. Elbez is selling 33.30. Okay, nice one. You're following your plan. Inward gamer, sell right now. RSI going off. All good, guys. You're following your plan. Happy to hear it. Angie, people say red candle just sell. Some would, yes. I have a plan. I see red. I want red to close below green. Very simple. No emotion attached whatsoever. It's just yes or no. It ticks the box or it doesn't tick the box. That's how you need to trade. Dogen, like your approach, yet to take one. Want to get to the decision making myself and not just copy. It takes time, mate. It definitely takes time. We've all been there and done that. I'm not gonna lie, I did it back in the very beginning. It's a good way to learn as well. No weakness, but you still work, bro. Yesterday, all good. That's all good, mate. I was happy to get involved for the buy at that particular time. I got my profit, and I'm happy that you guys got your sell later. So that's the beauty of Forex trading. You could both have different opinions and still both be profitable. So Jen, I'm a swing trader, 4-hour weekly, so looking at these time frames is alien to me. It takes time, mate, because I came from the same background. Harry Wells, what lot size do you trade? It's nothing major, but it is enough to see some decent gains and losses if I'm not careful. But that really is, it's no one's business, to be honest. Lopez, gold is diving now. That's it. Again, for me, there's no confirmation until we close below. Disco 83, see, simple. Closures below. So we're still bearish on a 30 here. We've not confirmed a closure above this resistance to confirm that structure flip. So we're still bearish. And again, if we close back engulfing here, I have a sell. Potential sell on the following candle. Same rules apply. Need a lower wick, need an upper wick on the new candle, and I'll set the sell stop. DJ is nowhere near an entry. Just not even bother with it. Buddy, kindly check Nas. We'll kindly check it for you. Got enough time, so. All right, weekly high loads to the previous. Be careful though, trading it with all the news about when it comes to tariffs and that, and China and US in talks. Daily high loads to the previous in a big strong uptrend as well. Pulling back towards its open though. 4-hour structure is also confirmed a structure flip. Closed above, we'll flip the structure bullish here on a 4-hour. Not quite tapped into the support. It could be a potential pullback zone. Resistance at the highs. It's not the all-time high, is it? No. So that's the 4-hour range. I'll likely be looking for buys from support if it were me. What we can see though is we're tapped into a little bit of minor support just above the 4-hour level, and we formed some resistance. So for me, if price was to begin to pop above this resistance, let's go down to the 15-minute time frame and close above it. We have a clean move to the downside. Off the back of that, it's the most recent resistance within the current daily on the move down. upon the rejection. If we were to continue bearish, there is really not much of a need for us to pop above, break that high, and close above. And if we do so, I'd be waiting for it to pull back, tap back in on a following candle, and look for an option to buy it. Aside from that, the reality is, if you're looking for sells, kind of a bit late to the party at the minute. Cleaner options come below the support here at 21,691. Otherwise, pullback sells. That's what I'd be looking for. 30-minute was technically bearish in structure, so you could look to sell it upon the pullback as well. It's going to be in line with the actual 30-minute structure itself. And that is pretty much how I would play NAS. But again, personally, I would not touch it this time of day. All right, gold. Gold is golding, so it's breaking a lot of that previous candle. Once again, no entry for me. Off the back of some simple rules. If this thing melts, not my trade. I need to wait 8 minutes, and I want to see how this candle closes. So I just need to patiently wait for that. G-Man, morning to you. Bruno, I hope you're well, brother. I say stick to Justin's teachings. You will go a long way. Thanks to him, my manual trading game has gone up multiple fold. Thanks again for teaching me patience. That's it, patience. Nicely said, mate. Thank you for the kind words. Obviously, Bruno is part of the VIP. It's FISO. Now I understand why I need to wait for confirmation. I'm learning more from this channel plain explanation. Thank you. Appreciate the kind words, guys. Thank you, guys. Sierra, is this tweezer top? I'm a little confused. Hello, Bez. Thank you. I could get wrecked in myself. That's the thing. There's no one knows. Can't predict the future, but all we can do is trade based off the path, like what we know is in regards to what works for us, price action patterns and things like that. So if you're taking a trade based off what you're doing and you're making profits, fantastic. I'd be happy if everyone's making a profit, whether someone's in a buy or a sell or whatever the deal is. We should all just encourage each other, enjoy being part of a community, and that's what we're here for. You can learn a thing or two. And what advice would I give to unprofitable traders? I would probably want to know why you're unprofitable. Is it something to do with you overtraining, trading on emotions, trading out of FOMO, not following a strict plan, having some solar rules? I would go down to, get into the nitty gritty of it and try to determine what doesn't work. So you definitely need to do so. You're going to need to journal. As tedious and boring, time consuming as it is, what it will begin to do is start to show you some familiar patterns within your trading that may not be working and some that may work for you. What you're going to do is you're going to avoid the ones that don't work for you. You're not going to try to fix what doesn't work. You're going to focus on your strengths. That's what you should be doing. And then once you've got the data to back it up, then that should give you confidence to start moving forward. And it might just be some minor tweaks. It could be just the way you're managing your trades, or you could be overtraining, things like that. Elbez, yep, patience, 100%. Mathematis sells, that's what I'm looking for. I need to wait 5 minutes. Yep, patience is of virtue. I think more to you, mate. D Daniel LV, where would reasonable take profit be for a sell right now? Well, look, there's a good chance it could head it all the way back down towards the support here. You got clean traffic, but don't be greedy, because that's a big move. So secure some profits in between. Again, being a scalper, I'm looking to secure partials at different intervals. But again, you need to have a bit of a plan for that. Four minutes and 10 seconds remaining, guys. Let's see if gold will give us a catalyst here.
GJ finally creating some support as well.
Yep. Yeah, to be honest, I'd avoid the first confirmation.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely not buying. It's just nice to see it stop. Nice
Yeah,
to see the
finally
stop.
pull up. Correct. Yeah, but if it can begin to form some structure from this point, then I would consider options to buy it moving forward. Dean just found out today that I had no stop losses set on my long-term holdings. Ooh. Careful if you're trading it with leverage. I hope you've added some stop losses to it. I have no stop loss set to my physical holdings because it's physical. It's tangible. I can touch it. I've got a little bit of it here, a tiny bit. Literally just 1 ounce. So if you're going to try to find where I live and rob me, it's not worth it, guys. That's silver, it's not gold. But I don't hold it at home. What I have, not under bed. Nuh-uh. Have you sold yet, Bobby? No, I'm waiting for the confirmation. So in 2.5 minutes, if we close as is, I'm going to look to sell it on the following M15, need an upper wick, and we'll look for an entry as it begins to break the low of what I deem to be a catalyst. Then you bought most of them during the big crash in March, April, so they are up. No, oh man, well done. Elbez, you're predicting gold go down 32.86 today. All right. So you think it's going to burst through some levels? That's fair enough. It could happen. Anything could happen. All right, so we've got just under 2 minutes, guys. What we need to do is, I don't want to absolutely melt just now, but we want to focus on the lowest point of this candle because the entry is going to be just a bit below it. So 33.2409 on my is the current low on my broker. 33.2389. If this is to be the lowest point, need an upper wick on the new candle. We need this candle to leave a small lower wick as well. Stop loss will be currently just above what is the current candle's high as that candle closes. And it has to close engulfing. If it bounces up and closes back above, it's simply all I'm doing is following my rules. So let's see, guys. We could have an option in right on 1 minute from now, guys. 1 minute remaining. Or maybe not. Why I wouldn't take it without that confirmation is because perhaps we're just pulling back into this range below to grab some more liquidity from the downside in order to move back up, similar to what we did yesterday when I took the buys. But the difference yesterday, we actually had some margin to the upside. Right now we don't have margin whatsoever to buy it. All right, so again, just me following rules, guys. It's not going to be valid. Plain and simple. No emotions attached. You've got to be like a robot when you're trading. Trust me. Be like one of those algos. No entry. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, nothing lost. May have taken a loss or had I taken an impulse entry. But no trade, guys. We need to wait. Fun and games of trading.
I think this is so cool to see, Justin, right now.
Patience.
The patience or your strategy to see how it works at the end. Yeah,
yep.
Not being greedy to take this FOMO trade, so waiting patiently to your signals and then get in. So, and you can see here if you would be in, so you would burn.
Yep, you got burnt.
Great man, great.
Appreciate it. Thank you, mate. Thank you. Something you obviously, I mean, yourself and that learned a lot about of late as well. I mean, the past few years. So,
Absolutely. And thank you for that.
not a problem, mate. Not a problem. Albert squeezing at this point. Preben, bullish flag. Don't trade flags. Don't trade patterns. So no entries, guys. Again, just didn't tick the box. I still want to keep that level in because I want to wait. Well, okay, we got the confirmation. Structure is flipped bullish. All right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to adjust this zone. Got the confirmation. We've closed above, flip structure bullish. Still the potential entry point remains below that point there. It's going to be against structure, but once again, we know we'll be back below that resistance. We know it's the most recent support formed on the current move to the upside. If price was to now continue bullish, it would have no need for it to close below it, pop below it. If it does, then still there's a high probability we could head down. For me to buy it at the minute, I cannot avoid that wick. The wick's there. It's a bearish candle wick. So for me, there is no entry until it pops above that point. And at that point there, you're honing right into the 4-hour resistance. So it's just not going to happen at the current level. But I could potentially now look for options to buy it if price actually did pull back and now provide me a price action catalyst from above 33.25. If we manage to form support above there, I'm trading in line with the actual structure itself. We've got the confirmation of being bullish. Even if it taps into this 4-hour resistance, then rejects and comes back down, this is going to be the exact same, still the same level of interest for me until we actually pop back above previous daily high. Again, it's just me reassessing. As data prints, I reassess. Raymond might just wake up, buy gold, go to sleep. There you go, that's a strategy. Someone with a plan. Bubbly bat, which pair? This is spot gold. Miles per hour, astrology for men. SpongeBob, draw a magnet, bro, it works, trust. Oh, the old indicator, where is it? Well, that's a magnet there, but I know what you mean. Where's the drawings? Somewhere here. I can't see, maybe I'm blind, I can't see it in a minute. Maybe Zoom annotations got it. Let me have a look. Doesn't look like it. Bourbon holding buys from 31.90. Nice one. What's on high incoming next couple of weeks? It could happen. Potentially could happen. Guys, don't forget to follow. Do this on the daily. We are absolutely killing it on these streams. You learn a lot on the daily. And I'm looking forward to jumping on the NY call later on with my team to see what presents.
Which time, Justin, from now?
For NY.
3.5 hours?
Yep. So, yeah, exactly. So pretty much, yeah, about 9 PM my time, which is, I think about
1 o'clock my time.
Yeah, roughly.
Yeah. Okay.
But if it's like last week where we had setups present just a bit before, I'll jump on. Last week we jumped on to take a nice win. I think, was it both days, or I know one of the days we jumped on just before I normally jump on because we had a entry playing out and we took it on the call.
Yeah, it was Thursday.
Oh, Thursday.
Then.
I think
to the party.
It was Wednesday as well, I think. Was it?
Yeah, we got those GJ buyers on Wednesday.
Yeah, that's it.
Because that was, I know, because it was the last trade I took.
For the week. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Hey, waiting for it. It says 33.24. Me personally, yeah, I'm waiting for price at this rate to come back down towards that point. Harry Wells, learned a lot from seeing you. How long is it taking you to enter? Patience? Oh, as in about being patient. Normally I feel like I'm missing out. Nah, there is no such thing. It just means it's not your trade. That's all it means. You gotta you gotta change your way of thinking, guys. Because if you start thinking you missed out, that's emotions taking over your trading. That leads to things like FOMO trading, revenge trading, feeling, you know, a need to trade because to be justified for sitting there on the charts where you missed the move or you got to take another move. That's when things start to, shit hits the fan. It's okay not to be in a chart in a trade. Trust me. It's so sorry for the lack of engagement YouTube. If you can check, the first time I managed to be patient, I didn't take the trade, but I did it. Wow, thanks, nice one. As far as the sells, well done, mate, 'cause you saved yourself a loss. As did I, as did anyone who was following along. I don't understand how price is still pushing up right now. We are so bearish. Eric, in it. What makes you say we're so bearish? And you're entitled to your opinions. I'm not even going at you, but I'm just asking, what makes you think it's so bearish? And again, have no beliefs. Again, it's true, guys. You need to change your way of thinking. Chart can do anything. Your bias could be very bullish, but it melts. Well, if that's the case, you're either going to wait for your options to buy, or you're going to start to look for ways to maybe get involved in a sell. Don't be fixated. It's good to have a bias for sure, and for the most part, I will trade in line with that. But when I see an option to trade against that bias, if there's a very good reason to do so, then I will happily take the trade. Right now, my opinion, gold is very bullish. Doesn't mean I'm going to buy it though, because the reality is where we're at, we could reject. I'm aware of the fact we are at a 4-hour resistance, which to me is a key level. It's a strong level. I'm not going to buy gold into that level. Honestly, guys, I think, not even go at you, but in my opinion, I think some of you need to change the way you think about things. The way you approach things. Back to Matrix, are you for sell? Not for anything at the minute. I reckon at DXY, US, yeah, forget that. Forget all that DXY, US 10-year, all that crap, because for the most part, apart from recently, yes, okay, I understand. Dixie's been going down of late, recently, but for the last 10 years, DXY's been going up. For the last 10 years, gold's been going up. So focus on what the chart and pair you're actually trading. Don't worry about all this other. Okay, I'm gonna be careful because I rub people the wrong way if I say crap. Just focus on gold. If that's what you're trading, focus on XAU USD or GC if you're trading the futures. Don't worry about what the Dixie's telling you. I used to do all that stuff. I used to look at GJ and GU and get put off taking a trade on one of them because, for instance, pound yen will be dropping. And I'd be looking for a buy in GU. Wouldn't take the trade, GU will pump. I'd be looking after like, should have taken it, why didn't I take it? It was focused too much on worrying about what the other, you know, flip side of the pair was doing. Don't worry about that. Gold's its own beast, and of late, gold has no respect for anything. It just does what it wants to do. Look at that. Look at that rejection. 50-minute fair value gap, Harry. Yeah, potentially. I don't know. I don't trade fair value gaps. Get up and watch this. Thoughts on doing call options? Yeah. Look, if you can make them work, there's nothing wrong with it. I've only had a look at in regards to options, pocket options. It's a little bit of fun more than anything, to be honest. But I mean, having said that, some people would make serious money from it, and it would be a job for them. I don't have much of an opinion on it, to be honest. Never really bothered to look into it. NG's gonna break. Watch resistance at 33.30 LBES. And Eric in it. Fundamental is more important than technical. Again, if that works for you, I'm not saying it's the wrong thing to do, but for me, technicals is what works for me. Trading the chart based on what I'm seeing, reacting to what I'm seeing, based off the technicals and price action. Not using indicators or anything like that. That's what works for me. Yes, you need to be wary of what's going on, but I mean, off the back of that, then why is gold bearish in your opinion? Fundamentals. I would have thought off the back of the fundamentals, gold's more bullish than what it probably is technically. But that's just my opinion. You're entitled to yours as well. So I'm not saying mine is more correct than yours, but I'm always going to back myself. Use a buy or sell, nothing at the minute. Stuck in consolidation at the minute. Eric in it. June has been a red month on gold since 1990. It could well be another red month, but it's forming quite bullish at the minute. History doesn't always repeat, so it often rhymes, but it doesn't always repeat. So again, just be a little bit weary of that. LBES, best live, appreciate it. Ben Burton, G, your thoughts? G, your thoughts at the minute are just made a big sell-off. Wow, beautiful. It's tapped into the 4-hour support, fantastic. That would have been my concern. Had it started to form support without tapping into that level, perfect. Then I would be a little bit put off looking for any type of option to buy. I'd rather just wait for the pullback sellers. And that is definitely still the option. Waiting for it to pull back. I mean, it's tapping into some previous support here. I'd probably now mark in a level just a little bit higher up and focus on price pulling back to that particular point for an option to potentially sell it moving forward. But on the flip side, seeing we have now actually tapped into the support, I'd be also waiting for some structure to form from this current level. Be a little bit patient with it and look for an option to buy it. So create a little bit of a series of lower highs, lower lows. The better option, we wait for a 4 hours to close back bullish, but you're well off that happening. You've got more than 5 hours to wait to confirm that, because this candle is going to close bearish. But yeah, I'd be looking for a bit of structure to form before I would consider buys. Otherwise, if it pops straight up, not a drama at all. I'd just be looking for options to sell on the pullback. Yes, that's my thoughts. I love that you guys are chatting in amongst each other. That's great. Well, keep at it, guys. Enjoy being on the call or on the stream. Molly Grubbs, hey mate, join the group that teaches support resistance trend lines and EMA indicator. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I don't teach any of that stuff. Me, it's not what I do. I look at Your price action. But I do wish you luck, and I'm not saying it's a shit way to go about it, but for me, it's not the way I go about things. Eric in it, reduced geopolitical tension, tamed inflation. That's the biggest crock of shit, though. I know the figures suggest that, but it's a crock of shit. Reality is, and you probably understand that too. But you are right. The figures may suggest that, but it's not true. The XY is strong today only. It's been very weak for the past month or so. Majority central banks are selling. I don't. Again, you're totally entitled to your opinion, and I respect it. So I'm not calling you a fool or anything, but I have to just say I disagree with that. Central banks have been buying gold by the tons. Leyland, EU thoughts? Alright, so EU is maybe a tad ahead of GU at the minute. Let's quickly look at it. Tap into, alright, perfect. EU is ahead of GU at the minute. The weekly is still respecting a lot of that previous weekly candle, so similar to gold. Daily candle probabilities to the downside. I know the structure is bullish though, but it is pretty much tapping in and respecting a key level. 4 hour does seem to have a little way to go, but is popping above a previous level here as well, so that's pretty important. I mean, EU has not as strong a sell-off as GU. If, for instance, you had a bullish engulfing here and you had enough margin, it'd be a catalyst to buy it, but the reality is you're not going to have it. Not going to have the margin. So your next potential entry point is likely going to be above this level here. Now I'll just move that zone to the downside. So the options for EU, 30-minute structure is... Oh, hold on. So that's the high. It's a swing. Yeah, it's bearish. So the options for me on EU would be all about this resistance, where it respects 114.10, rejects. I'd be looking to sell it, and if it begins to pop above that point, I'd be contemplating options to buy it. Yeah, and further sell options will be likely below that point there, 113.748. And the other option is if it does, because it is technically bearish in the 30, if it does now just consolidate for a bit, form minor support and begin to pop below support, off the back of that, you could look for the sells below it so long as you got the margin. Gold still respecting, or hasn't tapped in yet, but I'm not so concerned by it. It's all about this 32, 34 sort of region now. $2 EU, so yep, so just went over that. No weakness. I know psychology is very important, but today I can see it as action now. I learned something. Thanks. Nice one, mate. Happy to hear it. Not like guys, but I find your strategy much more appealing and makes more sense. Is it called price action? It definitely is, mate. It's all about price action. Would love to learn more. I watch you most days. Well, if you'd like to know more, again, it's $1 a day, guys. I don't charge a fortune to be part of my group, and it includes the bloody course, which took me 15 months to put together, which is over 140 pages. Screenshots, videos, dot to dot, like, sorry, numbered points from 1 to whatever, how many per, you know, it takes to explain an entry type or trade management, whatever. Plus, I think we're up to about 25 recorded education sessions, the ones that are very important to watch. There's been a lot more, but they're the important ones. Get up and watch this when scalping gold or GJ during high volatility sessions like London or MI. What's your process for confirming liquidity grab versus, where's the rest of that? Not sure if I can find it. Liquidity grabs. Well, depends on level. So, for instance, gold, if we're approaching this 4-hour level and we reject strongly, that potentially is liquidity grab. This candle itself is a potential liquidity grab. Broke back below. Remember, we're above the resistance here prior to it, this bearish candle. Only to pull back below it and even break below that bullish candle. So we pull well back into that range below. Only to close back above the resistance. So that also suggests to me it's a bit of a liquidity grab and price has made a move up since. But I can't just trade off the back of that because I still need to have enough margin and clean traffic. And this is a topic I covered on yesterday's education session for the team. So just keep watching. You'll learn a lot about that. I do mention it. Spindly FX, I just went over it. Bears. No need to be sorry, my friend. You enjoying your company on the stream. Mark, they're all good, mate. Yeah, it's all good. I'm good to see people enjoying each other's company. Hanji, it's gonna fly. You're getting trapped, it's gonna dump, Eric, in it. And again, you're totally entitled to your opinion, and I will happily sell it if it gives me a right reason to do so. What's this? This is Forex trading, or actually gold metals. Dojan. Can't really get trapped. Yeah, not a bad point. Sorry, chat's moving. I keep losing where I'm up to. How much should you start? Whatever you're willing to lose, because the reality is you're likely going to lose it to begin. It's just reality. When you're learning, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to make simple errors such as sell it when you're supposed to be buying it. Or when you wanted to buy it, you accidentally sell it. Trust me, I've been there, done that. You'll place a trade on the wrong pair, thinking you're on gold, for instance, and accidentally you're on bloody, I don't know, silver, whatever it is, NAS, or I've done all that stuff. Eugene, gold. Narendra, quick scalp, little win, okay. So it's gold, spot gold, it's not a stock. Bears, truly mind games. Trading, a lot of it is, but that's the thing. That's why I try to be so rule-based and focused on following that. And then to me, it's not. It's just a process of really elimination, making sure you're ticking off the boxes prior to having your reason to take an entry. Well, guys, thanks for joining today and see how, again, the chat's moving. How I get on. I think your way is better for me. All good, mate. Whenever. Yeah, what I do suggest is whoever does join, be active. Make the most of your time in the group. Ask me questions. Pick my brain. I go on private calls with team members when they want me to go over something more detail. I go above and beyond. I guarantee you. Guarantee you. I pissed someone off by saying that on social media last year. Some of you might be able to work out who that person was. But it's reality. I know from experience. It's fact. I know for fact. You guys will back me up. A lot of the old OGs will know it. 100%. Who was the one who was always there? That's all I'll say. And sorry, Eric. You know, I keep mispronouncing your name. But on week on 4-hour candle, price is going to manipulate back down before 4-hour candle closure. Let me look at the 4-hour. It's got a lower wick on this broker, but it may. The thing is, you could be correct because different brokers have slightly different time on gold. So perhaps on your broker it doesn't. So I'm not saying you're wrong again. You could be right. Gold, gold, gold. Just gotta patiently wait. Plain and simple. It's all you can do at the minute. If you want a high quality entry. get up and watch this. Also, when you're trading gold or GJ in real time, do you learn on price reaction at imbalance zones or sweep confirmations prior simulating levels? I don't focus on imbalances or fair value gaps. I do not trade those whatsoever. Again, just tune in on the regular. You'll learn a lot about how I go about things. So these levels, the gray levels are the 4-hour resistance. The blue levels are the 15-minute and 30-minute support levels. And basically what I'm looking at is for my candles to present at either of the levels, whether it be within them, so a rejection of the resistance, or from the support as price bounces off it, or as price breaks out of that particular range, so this mini range in between the 4-hour range, into the new range below it, or the upside, looking for the continuation buy as it begins to pop above the 4-hour resistance, got clean traffic to the left, so on and so forth. Narendra, stick to Gold and BTC. I don't look at any pair rule is rule. Keep watching and learn. I learn. All good, mate. Yep. Let's follow the rules. Very important. On my broker, no bottom wick, but majority of the time it happens. Price manipulates up. American, that's fair enough. I respect that. Daffy Duck, Trump is about to speak. Yeah, I know he's supposedly speaking in regards to tariffs and all that, so that would definitely or could definitely have an impact on the market. Hunji, why don't you trade fair value gaps? Because what I do is not broke, so why do I need to trade it? No need to trade something that's not broke, or no need to change things when it's not broke. I'm not saying it's a shit way to go about things, but for me it's just, it is, because why would I just automatically start trading fair value gaps when what I do works? Offline, GJ looking nice. Yeah, I don't see it yet. I like the fact that it's holding this 4-hour support, but there is no confirmation for me to buy it. Definitely a good level to contemplate option how to get involved. J4, are you considering that zone above resistance or supply? It's the one. This is the 4-hour level, so that's what I'm concerned about. I want price to pop above it, so it's 4-hour resistance. And if price pops above it, closes above it, then I'm going to look for options to buy it for sure. Eric, in it, yeah, I know the monthly it's not going to go to the lower week. I know that. Think of bullets. Okay, let's. You think I'm crazy? I'm crazy. All good. You're entitled to your opinion. I'm not saying you're wrong, mate. I'm just saying you do you, I'll do me. And whatever happens, happens. I'm happy to trade it either direction, so I couldn't give a shit, to be honest, if it melts. I'd be happy to sell it. I'm just saying right now, what makes you think it's a sell? I think it's a sell soon, potentially. So I could be in agreement with you, but I need for it to pop below 33.24. And then I'll be on your side. At the minute, I'm still favoring the upside, but I'm not going to buy it because we're below resistance. That's all I'm saying. It's like on the weekly time frame. How the last 4 weeks, we have not created wicks in the opposite direction to the closure, where everyone always comes on the stream and it's got to pull back to fill that gap, create the upper wick. And I've said, no, it doesn't. Bullshit. Yes, there's a chance it could do so, but it doesn't have to do so. It pulls back to levels formed on the move, in this case up, and respects those levels. It's not going to do so. It never did so. Previous candle, if it pulls back to levels within it, previous resistance, and respects it, then it's not going to create that upper wick. The monthly could do the same. I'm not saying it's not going to create it, but what I am saying, it doesn't necessarily have to create it. So if it does create it, fantastic. I've likely got some sell up, would have been in some sells on the pullback to create the low wick. That's all I'm saying. I don't care bullish, bearish, high time frame picture. What I care about is the present. That's what I worry about. How to get involved in a quick trade. If gold goes to $5,000, I could not give a shit. Actually, I can, because I want to actually accumulate physical, so I want it to drop. But what I'm saying is I'll trade in either direction. So I'm not care less where it goes. As long as I can get my options to buy it or sell it, that's the main thing. And that's another thing, we need a retracement. All right, we need a retracement. How many people would have said that from way back when? Yeah, retrace for a couple months there. You would have been saying it here, you would have been saying it there. I understand at some point it will, not everything will go straight up. But again, I would just react to what I see. I'm not going to say it's, you know, only a buy forever. I'm not going to say it's I'm going to sell because it's overdue a pullback. I'm just going to react. That's all I'm going to do. Mark Gold does whatever he wants all the time. That's exactly what it does. Exactly. Oh, there's your free pump magic. And like I said, I respect your opinion, but we're allowed to have a difference in opinion. Leyland bought some PM 1 ounce 2025 Dragon silver bars today. Oh, nice one. Yeah, man, I've been thinking about silver all day. I've been watching it. Please just chill for a bit. Still been buying it though. Every single week. Aaron, some people calling it a blow off top. That just keeps topping and leaving people behind. Well, that's another thing. GSR down to 90. Okay. It would be, wouldn't it? Because silver's gone up a fair bit. I think it's overtaken gold. It's taken a lead slightly of late. So yeah. But I mean, the real party starts when it gets back to that 50, 60 sort of range. I think if it gets back to 50, I'm going to start to actually swap some physical into gold. But not all, because it could still drop to that 30 or 20. And that's probably when the majority. I'll keep a little bit, but the majority I'll probably swap into gold. That's my plan. It's a bit like people who accumulate altcoins, knowing that there is more potential for greater returns, and then a good crypto hodler will probably convert most of that eventually into Bitcoin, because Bitcoin's it's the guarantee basically of the crypto world. Bitcoin's not going to disappear. It may not continue to the $1 million like everyone thinks it could, though. I'm not saying it won't, but that's what I'm considering, like when it comes to metals and silver and gold. 50, I'm swapping 25% to gold. 40, will swap another 50. That's a pretty good plan, to be honest. Eric, in it back then was different. There's impulsive versus correction. Market moves in 5 ways, impulses them. Again, all good. You're entitled to your opinion, mate. I honestly, I'm not going to argue over it because I could not care less where it goes to. I'm going to trade it in accordance to what my plan is. And I did not say I'm not interested in selling it. I've got a definite plan to sell it, and it may even present today. No weakness, price action means present, not future. Exactly, 100%. I'm not worried at all about future. Not give a shit about future. ByBit or ByBit 75. What trading platform I need to use? Well, if you want to practice, TradingView. It's easier to mark up charts and things. If you want to put some money into an account, you need to sign up to a broker. And I'm not affiliated with any of those, so I'm not going to shove off a broker onto you. And then download a server, where it be a MetaTrader or C-Trader, whatever it is. I'll have some recommendations and suggestions, and then you can put live funds into it, or you can start a demo, and that's probably a good way to practice, especially if you're learning. So you're gonna make mistakes. No point chucking in money you can't afford to lose, because the reality is you'll likely lose it as a beginner. Eric, no, all good, mate. All good. You're entitled to your opinion again. But you don't have to call me crazy, mate. It's just my opinion. And like I said, I couldn't give a shit if it goes flying to the moon, or I'd rather it crash. I'd definitely rather it crash. Chris' favorite strategy: analyze, confirm, trade based off price action. That is by far and away, for me, the best strategy. Thanks, bro. All good. Pie. I'm not sure what to call it, to be honest, but all good, mate. On fire, love Sky, humble, and no bombs every minute. I appreciate it, mate. No, yeah. I just. Oh man, I just said it. Allowed to have a laugh. All good. Alright, this is a bit better on GJ. This is kind of what I want to see, but I would have preferred for it to start happening above the support here. But this is what I mean. So you're triggering in some buyers, you're also triggering some sellers. So you might start to consolidate a bit at this level. And what you're waiting for is price to start to push away from that consolidation. Nice strong closure above. Maybe even a 1 hour engulfing candle to the upside, back above this support. That could almost be enough to look for options to buy it. So long as it does respect this 4-hour support, that is what you're going to be looking out for. Gold is just golding. There's nothing I can do about it. Again, for me, wasn't on stream for it today. Started a little bit late. The entry would have been on that confirmation likely. I can't believe I said. Oh man, live streams, live. I was gonna say TV, but live. Yeah, live streaming. Apologies. Traders Inc. 3 sells. Hanji by now. Traders Inc. If price comes to 33.60, I'll catch an amazing sell. At the moment, waiting for 4-hour candle closure below 33.25. Yeah, I'm looking for a closure blowout point there as well. Narendra, BTC, very bullish. Extremely bullish. Alright, weekly. Strong bullish candle. Look at that for reversal. Tapping into resistance, bouncing above it. Tapping into the resistance at the all-time high though, so it is at a key level. You can see it on the daily here. Price was to begin to break above the previous daily high. Then we're going to be attacking that 110.750 level. If it breaks above that, it will likely come up to retest the all-time high. Very bullish. Like I mentioned earlier in the week, if it respects this support, we are very bullish, and it's done that. The 4-hour, also, it's very bullish. It's going to be bullish across the board. But having said that, it is at some very strong resistance. So it's going to be difficult buying into it. But the 30 might suggest you've got enough margin to do so. Now, we're going to mark in this level. We're going to include the bearish candle wick for the time being, and we will adjust it though. Obviously, I'm more focused on the bullish candle low, not the bearish candle. but I just want to see what's at a level. So I'll just adjust it slightly to that bullish low. And what I'd be looking for on Bitcoin is I'd be avoiding trying to sell it, because as we've often seen, as I often mention, when something is in a big strong uptrend and it looks like it's going to melt, GJ did the exact same thing yesterday. It looks like it's going to melt, but then it keeps popping back up, and it's a slow trickle down. And if you try to sell it, you get caught out. It does a bit of this, eventually makes its way down. But I'd avoid it, and I'd be looking for pullbacks to buy it. You've got this minor support within the 4-hour support and resistance at 108.560. So I'd be waiting for price to make a clean move to that point, form support above it, and wait a price action catalyst from that point to buy it. Otherwise, if it makes a clean move down, once again, I would avoid it and wait for price to pop back down to 107.720 roughly, 740, 760, and look for price to form support above it. And further buys above this resistance, probable. Yeah, target 111, 350. But I would be not looking at selling it at all. That's just me. I've got a bias. Sometimes I am fixated on it, not always, like I mentioned, but on BTC, it's in a massive strong uptrend, so I would be fixated on the bias. Anything in between, you don't really have any clean areas. I mean, you've got it above 109.889, and I mean, with leverage, you could target 110.30 roughly. Yeah. Appreciate all the new followers, guys. Almost 100 again today. Alrighty, team. Well, I'm going to get going. I'm going to go off and to have some dinner myself. I've got a date with my members in a few hours from now, in about 2 hours and 45 minutes from now. But what I would be looking for gold moving forward is I now want to see how price reacts to the 4-hour resistance, and if you do get a price action catalyst forming from that level, I would consider selling it, just based off the fact it's at the 4-hour level. If it pops above it, options to buy it, very clean traffic to the left, and otherwise still this 33, 25, 24 level is for me likely going to be the levels to get involved anyway in a sell if it does reject and pop below that point. And if we do respect it on a pullback, I'd be looking for the buys from that level. GJ, as I mentioned, looking a little bit better now. Let it consolidate a bit, and what you want to see is a really strong confirmation. Maybe if this hourly closes bearish, wait for the following hourly to close bullish, engulfing back above the support, and it could be ready, because within that you're going to start to see a little bit of structure formed on the 15, maybe even more so to 15, maybe to 30. And that's how I would be playing things. Otherwise, pullback sells on GJ. Guys, if you've liked the stream, if you've not already done so, please make sure to hit the like button on YouTube. Yep, Leyland, I will see you then. To my members, thank you again, and I will catch you guys a little later on.
Yeah, cheers. See you later.
Okay, guys.
Bye.
See you guys later.
And to YouTube, TikTok, appreciate the support, and we'll catch you again tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be on from a little bit earlier, so 3:50 for those in TikTok, roughly 3:50 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. So about an hour and 10 prior to the London Open tomorrow, guys. Catch you all then. Trade safe. Go well. Cheers, guys. Bye.